All right, guys. I do think the San Antonio Spurs are tanking, but you know what? They're not alone doing that.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. I usually don't like talking about this too much on this channel, but after last night's abysmal, disastrous showing by the San Antonio Spurs getting destroyed by the Boston Celtics by 44 points, I said, you know what? I got to talk about this while I'm doing so. Drop a comment down below. Do you think the Spurs are now tanking the rest of the season? Hit that thumbs up if you like support a fellow Spurs fan. And subscribe for more Spurs and NBA content. All right, let's just get into the video. Hey, Jeremy, hope you're doing well. I do think he's legit injured. He's been seen hobbling around. But when you look at our Spurs, look at the last 4 games. We got annihilated by the Pelicans, losing by 35. Destroyed by the Bucks, losing by 36. Now, we fought Washington and lost by only 12. Or did we really fight, Spurs fans? Because when I pull up this image right here, some interesting minute distribution. Not only one starter getting more than 30 minutes, 10-man rotation. Now you could say, well, you know, TSR, Pop's trying out the young guys, seeing what they're going to do, trying them out. Yeah, are they trying them out? Are they just like, yeah, throw them in there and, whatever happens, happens. And then last night's game against the Celtics, just get out of here. Getting just beat by 44 points. And look, I know we've had a lot of injuries, but there was a game recently, I don't remember which game it was. Maybe it was the Pelicans game. We had 4 starters resting. And again, I think Jeremy Sochan's dealing with that knee injury, but resting 4 starters. And not to mention, Spurs fans, there was a game recently. I don't remember which one it was. I looked at the floor, and I saw Trey Jones, Devontae Graham, and Blake Wesley. And I was like, really? A lot of these lineups I see out on the floor have me just sitting here going, do you really expect to win with this lineup out there? And the answer is no. Looking at our schedule, I don't think we're going to win another game for the rest of the year. That being said, the Rockets and Pistons are right there sucking it up too, as the Pistons are the worst team in the NBA. They've lost 5 in a row. More than likely not going to win another game this year. The Houston Rockets are right behind us by 1 game. May win another game this year, and then there we are right above them with 19 wins. We've lost 4 in a row. The Rockets have lost 5. The Pistons have lost 5 as well. That being said, I looked at the schedule coming up, and the Houston Rockets do play the Detroit Pistons on the 31st, so in a couple days. So one of those teams is going to have to win a game. Now listen, I think the Pistons are going to finish the worst team in the NBA. That's pretty much that's done and over with. They're not winning probably more than 1 game for the rest of the season. They're going to finish no higher than 17 wins. The Rockets, however, may beat the Pistons, and they do play the Charlotte Hornets, who are pretty sucky as well. Sorry, we're not getting their draft pick. It's rolling over next year, Spurs fans. If they were a good team, we would get it. We're not getting it. Anyway, it is what it is. The Rockets play the Hornets on April 7th and have a chance for 2 wins. I do think they're going to beat the Pistons, and what's going to be an absolutely terrible game to watch for NBA fans. They're probably going to have an attendance of 1,000 people if they're lucky. Probably more than that, but that is just going to be a suckfest between the 2 bottom teams in the NBA. I do think the Rockets end up winning that. And with that, the Spurs would have a tied record if we don't win another game, which looking at the way we're playing and getting actually decimated left and right, I don't think we're going to win another game. So we'll probably both finish with 19 wins. Finishing with 19 wins would make this the worst San Antonio Spurs team of all time record-wise. And it sucks that our guys are going to have that label because at least the 96-97 team with David Robinson, Sean Elliott had the asterisk that they were just injured beyond belief. We had a lot of injuries this year, too, in a young team, but they'll probably finish with the worst Spurs record unless we pull out a win somehow. So, if we tie with the Rockets, correct me if I'm wrong, Spurs fans, but I thought I saw somewhere that would bump us up to the number 2 draft pick, and the Rockets would finish number 3. Of course, that is all pending what happens with the lottery balls. We could move up to 1. We could drop down, if we're the second worst team, down to 6, which would be an absolute nightmare, and I might actually cry on stream if we get the 6th overall pick because that would just absolutely break my heart, and I'm sure I would not be alone in that. But I wanted to point out what's going on with the team, what's happening with the Pistons and Rockets. Sorry, Pistons and Rockets. And, if we're going to lose the rest of the way and you want to try guys out, I get it, Spurs fans. But putting on a game like last night or these blowout games, and I've experienced it live. I went to see the Spurs play the Phoenix Suns back in December, and they were down by like 30 at halftime. I'm like, well, this game's over. I don't really want to watch this. I don't want to see my guys get just crushed. And I plan on calling quite a few of the games remaining in the rest of the season. I think I'm calling 3 more, maybe 4 more. And I enjoy watching the team, but I don't want to see them lose by 30. I do not want to see them by plus 40, and I sure as hell don't want to see a game on the schedule this for the rest of the season where we lose by 50 or more. And you guys said that's not going to happen. Well, we lost by 44 last night. That's only 6 away from D-Rob's number, so it could happen. Like, whatever happens with the Spurs, I'll be rooting for them. I just don't want to see them get absolutely crushed the rest of the way, and don't want to have this have a lingering effect on any of the team's psyche, if you will. Basketball is very much, a physical game, but it's mental driven too, and just getting absolutely annihilated every night. What kind of mind frame are they going to be going into the off season and then going into the next season? It could carry over. Losing affects players. Look no further than the Detroit Lions, who have had two players whose careers ended shortly because of losing. Barry Sanders, one of the greatest running backs of all time. Calvin Johnson, one of the best modern wide receivers, just a huge tank on the field. And they both just said, I'm tired of losing, and I'm out. Maybe some of these players with this losing might say, you know what? Maybe I don't want to resign. Some of these guys that are on the last year of their contract, you may want to have back next year. So that's all I got, Spurs fans. No matter what happens here on this channel, I'll be rooting for the team. And my goodness, first overall pick, please. Please. Anyway, that's all I got. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, and as always, go Spurs, go!